Imagine standing on the edge of a vast, unknown land. The horizon stretches endlessly before you, filled with both promise and uncertainty. The air is crisp, and the wind whispers secrets of the adventures that lie ahead. You feel a mixture of excitement and trepidation, knowing that every step you take will lead you into uncharted territory. The weight of responsibility rests heavy on your shoulders. Each decision you make carries the potential to shape the future, not just for yourself, but for those who follow you. The path is not always clear, and the burden of leadership can feel overwhelming. You pause, taking a deep breath, and gather your thoughts, knowing that the journey ahead will test your resolve and your faith. Your predecessor, a giant of faith, is gone. Their legacy looms large, casting a long shadow over your own steps. You wonder if you can ever fill their shoes, if you can live up to the expectations placed upon you. The memories of their wisdom and strength linger, a constant reminder of the greatness that came before you. Yet you also feel a sense of honor, a calling to continue the mission they started. This is the situation Joshua faced. Standing on the brink of the promised land, he was tasked with leading a people into a new era. The challenges were immense, the obstacles daunting, but Joshua had something more than just his own strength to rely on. He had a divine promise, a reassurance that he was not alone in this monumental task. Yet in that moment of uncertainty, God spoke. His voice cut through the fear and doubt, offering words of comfort and power. "Be strong and courageous," he said, a command that resonated deeply within Joshua's heart. These were not just empty words but a divine mandate, a promise that God would be with him every step of the way. He spoke words of comfort, words of power. "Be strong and courageous." Joshua 1:9. These words were a lifeline, a beacon of hope in the midst of uncertainty. They reminded Joshua that his strength did not come from his own abilities, but from the unwavering support of a faithful God. This divine encouragement was a source of strength, a reminder that he was never truly alone. These words weren't just for Joshua, they echo through the ages, reaching out to us today. In our own moments of doubt and fear, we can find solace in the same promise. The call to be strong and courageous is as relevant now as it was then, a timeless truth that transcends the boundaries of time and circumstance. They are for us today. In the face of life's challenges, we too can draw strength from these words. Whether we are embarking on a new journey, facing a difficult decision, or simply navigating the complexities of everyday life, the promise remains the same. We are not alone. We have a source of strength that is greater than ourselves. Life is a journey with its own set of challenges. The path is often winding and uncertain, filled with unexpected twists and turns. But it is also a journey of discovery, of growth, and of faith. Each step we take is an opportunity to learn, to grow stronger, and to deepen our trust in the divine guidance that leads us. We all face moments of fear and uncertainty, times when the road ahead seems unclear, and the weight of our responsibilities feels too heavy to bear. But it is in these moments that we are reminded of the promise given to Joshua, a promise that we too can hold on to, knowing that we are never truly alone. But God's promise remains constant. He is with us. His presence is a source of comfort and strength, a reminder that we are never abandoned. No matter how daunting the journey may seem, we can move forward with confidence, knowing that we are guided by a faithful and loving God. He will never leave us nor forsake us. This assurance is a cornerstone of our faith, a truth that we can cling to in times of trouble. It is a promise that brings peace to our hearts and courage to our steps, knowing that we are held in the loving embrace of a God who is always with us. In Joshua 1:9, we discover a timeless truth. A truth that speaks to the very core of our being, reminding us of the strength and courage that comes from our faith. It is a verse that has inspired countless generations, offering hope and encouragement in the face of life's challenges. It's a truth that transcends time and circumstance. No matter where we are in our journey, no matter what obstacles we face, the promise remains the same. We are not alone. We are guided by a faithful God who walks with us every step of the way. This truth is the unwavering faithfulness of God. His presence is a constant source of strength and encouragement, a reminder that we are never abandoned. In every moment of our journey, we can find peace and courage in the knowledge that we are held in the loving embrace of a faithful God. This verse reminds us that we never journey alone. We are accompanied by a God who is always with us, guiding us, and giving us the strength to face whatever challenges come our way. His presence is a source of comfort and courage, a reminder that we are never truly alone. We have a God who goes before us, who fights for us, who whispers words of courage into our hearts. His presence is a constant source of strength and encouragement, a reminder that we are never alone. As we journey through life, we can move forward with confidence, knowing that we are guided by a faithful and loving God. Joshua wasn't just stepping into anyone's shoes. He was stepping into the shoes of a legend, a man whose name was synonymous with miracles and divine intervention. He was following Moses, the man who parted the Red Sea. Talk about intimidating. Imagine the pressure of living up to such a monumental legacy. The Israelites were about to enter the Promised Land, a land flowing with milk and honey. This was the culmination of a journey that had lasted for generations, a promise that had been passed down through the ages. But it was also a land inhabited by giants, a land that would test their faith. The challenges ahead were daunting, and the path was fraught with uncertainty and danger. God knew Joshua needed more than human strength. He needed divine courage, the kind of courage that comes from knowing you are not alone, that a higher power is guiding your steps. He needed the assurance that God was with him. This assurance was not just a comforting thought, it was a powerful reality that would sustain him through the trials ahead. That's why God gave him this powerful command. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. These words were meant to be a constant reminder of the divine presence that would never leave him. This command was not a suggestion. It was an imperative. It was a call to action, a call to rise above fear and doubt, to embrace the mission with unwavering resolve. God was calling Joshua to rise to the occasion, to step into his role with confidence, knowing that he was chosen for this purpose. The journey ahead would be tough, but he was equipped with everything he needed. He was calling him to lead with boldness and conviction, to inspire those around him, to be a beacon of hope and strength. Joshua's leadership would be a testament to the power of faith and the importance of trusting in a higher plan. And God makes the same call to us today. In our own lives, we face challenges and uncertainties, but we are also called to be strong and courageous, to trust that we are not alone, and to lead with the same boldness and conviction that Joshua did. The journey may be difficult, but with faith we can overcome any obstacle. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the ability to move forward despite feeling afraid. Fear is a natural emotion, a response to the unknown or to potential danger. But courage is what allows us to take that next step. Even when our hearts are pounding and our minds are filled with doubt, it's moving forward in spite of fear. It's the determination to keep going, to push through the obstacles, and to face the challenges head-on. Even when the path is unclear and the journey is tough, courage propels us forward. It's choosing faith over fear. It's believing that there is a greater power at work, guiding us and protecting us. Faith gives us the strength to overcome our fears, to trust in the journey, and to believe in the possibilities that lie ahead. It's trusting that God is bigger than our fears. When we place our trust in Him, we find the courage to face even the most daunting challenges. We realize that we are not alone, and that with His help, we can overcome anything. Think about David facing Goliath. David was just a young shepherd boy, with no experience in battle. Yet he stood before a giant warrior, armed with nothing but a sling and a few stones. He was just a shepherd boy. He had spent his days tending to sheep, not training for war. But he had something far more powerful than any weapon. He had faith. Goliath was a giant of a warrior. He was feared by all, a formidable opponent who seemed invincible. But David did not let fear control him. He chose to trust in God's power and protection. David was afraid, but he chose to trust God. He knew that the same God who had protected him from lions and bears would protect him from Goliath. His faith gave him the courage to face the giant. He said, "The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." 1 Samuel 17:37. David's confidence was not in his own abilities, but in God's power, and God gave him victory. David's faith and courage were rewarded. He defeated Goliath, not because he was the strongest or the most skilled, but because he trusted in God. We all have giants in our lives. They may not be literal giants, but they are challenges that seem insurmountable. They are the fears, doubts, and insecurities that hold us back. They might be giants of fear, doubt, or insecurity. These giants can paralyze us, making us feel small and powerless. But we must remember that we are not alone in facing them. But we serve a giant-slaying God. He is with us in every battle, giving us the strength and courage we need. When we trust in Him, we can overcome any obstacle. When we trust in Him, He gives us the courage to face our giants head-on. With His help, we can conquer our fears and achieve great things. So let us move forward with faith and courage, knowing that God is with us every step of the way. The most comforting part of Joshua 1:9 is the promise for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Imagine the peace that washed over Joshua when he heard those words. He wasn't alone. God was with him. This promise isn't just for leaders like Joshua, it's for all of us. No matter what you're facing today, God is with you. He hasn't abandoned you, He hasn't forgotten you. He is closer than your next breath. This promise is our compass, guiding us through life's storms. It's our anchor, holding us steady in the midst of uncertainty. It's our source of strength when we feel weak and afraid. Section 5. Walking by faith, not by sight. The Christian life is a walk of faith. It's trusting in God's promises, even when we don't see the whole picture. It's believing that He is working behind the scenes, even when it seems like nothing is happening. Hebrews 11 verse 1 tells us, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." We may not always see the way, but we can trust the one who knows the way. We need to fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. He is our guide, our protector, our ever-present help in times of trouble. Section 6. Applying courage in everyday life. Courage isn't just for epic battles or life-altering decisions. It's needed in the everyday moments of life. It's speaking up for what's right, even when your voice shakes. It's choosing forgiveness, even when it's hard. It's stepping out of your comfort zone, even when you feel afraid. Every day we have opportunities to live out the truth of Joshua 1 verse 9. It might be in our relationships, our work, or even in our own thoughts. The key is to remember that God is with us. He will equip us with the strength and courage we need for every challenge. Section 7. When fear grips, remember God's promise. Fear is a liar. It whispers doubts and magnifies our problems. It tells us we're not strong enough, brave enough, or good enough. But God's word tells us something different. Isaiah 41 verse 10 says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." When fear grips your heart, remember God's promise. He is your refuge and strength and ever-present help in times of trouble. Cling to His promises, hide His word in your heart, and walk forward in faith, knowing that He is with you every step of the way. Section 8. Be strong, be courageous, be blessed. Joshua 1 verse 9 is more than just a verse, it's a battle cry for every believer. It's a reminder that we serve a mighty God who is always with us. So be strong and courageous, don't let fear paralyze you, don't let doubt hold you back. Step out in faith, and claim the victory that is already yours in Christ. Remember, God is with you, He will never leave you nor forsake you. Be strong, be courageous, be blessed.